Hello, everyone. Today, we are delighted to welcome Professor Roya Rahimi from the University of Wolverhampton. Professor Rahimi is a full professor of marketing and leisure management and a senior fellow of the Higher Education Academy with an extensive international career spanning from academia, research, and also industry. Her works are about tourism, digital transformation, entrepreneurship, sustainability with a strong focus on inclusion, gender equality, and empowerment of local entrepreneurs in tourism and hospitality. As far as I know, Professor Rahimi has published widely in leading journals, edited several books, and leads interdisciplinary research initiatives, including the Marketing Research Hub at Wolverhampton Business School. She has also mentored scholars and collaborated internationally, helping shape and practice in tourism marketing and digital capacity development. Before academia, she gained industry experience in international hotels, which continues to inform her applied and practice-oriented approach to research and training. We are especially pleased to host her today to discuss women entrepreneurship, inclusion, tourism marketing, and the Elevate project in the earthquake zone in Turkey, in Hatay. So, Professor Rahimi, thank you for accepting our call for this training video.
No, thank you very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here, and I really hope that I can contribute to this talk and we can share some really important and interesting things that can be shared further with the community and students.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you have worked in different countries, including the UK, right? You are right in the UK. How did your experience there shape the way you think about tourism, sustainability, and inclusion?
I think it's a very interesting question. Different countries have different contexts, and as you mentioned, I work in different countries, including UK, but I also work in Turkey. I work in different countries in Middle East, and what it shows me that tourism is shaped a lot by policy, culture, and also access to resources in different countries. So, for example, what happened in the UK and what I experienced in the UK, that there is a very strong link between universities, government, and industry, that there is a clear system around funding, regulations, and sustainability. So there is a kind of increasing pressure on destination to measure environmental and social impact. In Turkey and other similar contexts, for example, I saw stronger community involvement and resilience, but kind of fewer formal support systems. So I saw a more support system in the UK compared to Turkey and other countries in Middle East. And entrepreneurs in Turkey rely more on personal network and self-learning rather than the system that exists there. So this combination kind of taught me that sustainability and inclusion works only when there is the international standards are adopted to the local reality. So you can't say that this is working very well in UK, so I just take it and put it in Turkey context. It's not like that. So very much you need to look at the local system within that country and see that what works there and what doesn't work and what support is available there for those businesses that are there. So very much context based.
Yeah. So, from what you have observed, what are the main differences between where you are now in UK and the countries like Turkey or other countries when it comes especially to supporting women entrepreneurs or local entrepreneurs in tourism?
So we obviously, for Turkey, we collected quite a lot of data from women entrepreneurs. We collected a lot of data through survey and questionnaires. We had really deep conversations with women entrepreneurs over there, and I did quite a lot of studies in the UK as well on women entrepreneurs. So what I found is that in the UK, women entrepreneurs usually have better access to business support services. So there is so many support services that is available across different regions by local authorities, by the government, that can support them in startups and in grow their businesses if they already have been started their business for a while. And then there are quite a lot of mentoring programs available in the UK as well that can support women, and they can learn better from the people who are a bit ahead. there are quite a lot of financial schemes available, and there are different fundings available for them. There are different money pots available here and there that they can tap into. And obviously, there are really, I would say, unlimited training opportunities in the UK at the moment that is offered to entrepreneurs. I think entrepreneurship and small businesses is one of the main priorities of the UK government at the moment, and there are quite a lot of training opportunities free of charge, supported by local authorities available. And when I was comparing them with Turkey, I found that many women entrepreneurs in Turkey actually depend on family supports and informal networks. They face more barriers in access to finance, digital tools, and international markets. So I think the main difference is not the ability, it's like institutional support. Where where there are systems in place, then the growth is faster. So I think there is a better system in place in UK compared to Turkey for entrepreneurs.
So then you say inclusion matters, right? So in simple terms, can you explain why it is important to include women and other vulnerable groups in tourism, not only socially but also economically into the business?
It's interesting because you said socially and economically. I think there are two angles into it. Um, So inclusion is really important because tourism is not just an economic activity, it's a social system as well. So it has two angles. So obviously, as from social system, it's very important, but economically as well. When we are excluding women and vulnerable groups, we are actually lose talent, we lose creativity, and as a result, we lose income. And this weaken the destination in long term. So when you are excluding one group, it damage your economy because they can contribute hugely to your economy. And there are quite a lot of research that shows that women earn income. When women earn income, they actually invested in education, health, and family well-being, and that create a positive social cycle as well. So their income directly contribute to that social cycle. And economically, inclusive tourism actually lead to more kind of a stable supply chain, better customer experiences, stronger local economies. So inclusion is not a charity, actually, it's a strategy for growth of the businesses. And including different communities means that you contribute directly to your economy, you add talent, and you tap into so many potentials that if you don't do that, you simply lose them.
So we can say tourism is an opportunity for women and small entrepreneurs to start their economic life sometimes, right? So why is tourism then a good starting point for women and small local businesses compared to other sectors?
I mean, tourism is an opportunity. So if you look at it in a bigger scale, tourism is an opportunity for the government. Tourism is opportunity for regions. Tourism is an opportunity for a lot of local authorities. But more importantly, tourism is an opportunity for a lot of individuals and more particularly women, because a lot of tourism activities required very low initial investment. So women can start with home-based kind of accommodation. So if you have a spare room, you can actually say that, I want to rent that room to the people who are visiting this destination. Women can do quite a lot of cooking and sell it to restaurants, or they can open their own cooking setting, or they can start guiding on handicrafting. So it offers quite a lot because it has low initial investment involved, but it give a lot of flexible working hours. That is also very important if women have families and responsibilities. So if you're doing handicrafts, you do it in your own time, and then you can sell it to different markets. And also compared to manufacturing and technology, it's more accessible for women. So it is a type of industry that you can easily get involved into that with minimum investment, and then you can grow a lot through that. It's not just, it's small, you can really grow big into it.
So how specifically would they grow? I would like to shift now our focus to being visible, right? You are an expert on marketing besides tourism, and many small businesses today struggle to reach customers. what are their biggest challenges? What did you found with your study, and what are the biggest challenges for women-led tourism businesses?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we came across when we did research in different contexts was the digital literacy. Um, Many women entrepreneurs struggle with websites, social media, online booking system, and digital payments, and that's the places that give them a lot of visibility if they want to reach out to bigger markets. So if you have a handicraft shop and you only want to sell to locals, it's fine. But if you want to reach out to bigger markets, then you need to have a visibility outside of your comfort zone or outside of your local economy, which means that you need to have a website, you need to have a regional representation, you need to go to some events, maybe you need to have a website to be able to sell to external markets, international markets. But a lot of women struggle with the digital literacy and they can't do that. So that was one of the issues that we faced. The other issue was kind of weak branding. And brand is not just a logo or a slogan or how your website look like. It's actually the whole interaction that customers have with your business. So businesses often don't know how to present their unique value and how to create that unique experience. As the result, they lose their position and there are other competitors that go ahead of them. um, a lot of kind of a lot of women rely a lot on intermediaries, so that reduce their profits. So instead of selling directly to international markets, they use quite a lot of different uh, intermediaries that it reduce their visibility because they are not directly selling to the people and creating that image. Um, and I think there is another thing that very important I come across into many conversations is that a lot of women actually underestimate their value and price of their services too low, and that affect their visibility. And I would say visibility requires skill, confidence, and support, and with that, they can shine.
So the subject also has a strong aspect of public sector, right? So women entrepreneurs need public support. As you mentioned, for example, the UK government provides this kind of support for women. So how can destinations promote local products and experiences without stereotyping or exploiting local communities?
Um, so I think one of the important things that can be done is to make sure that you tell this story right. Um, I think there are quite a lot of role from the government into that, but there are quite a lot of contribution also from community and women. So one of the main roles is that destination should avoid turning culture into a product, which means that communities who are involved in this in these services, they decide how they want to tell their story. Local people also need to have access to financially and socially beneficial from the government for promoting the tourism. So there need to be better systems in place from the government. And of course, marketing should avoid the stereotyping and simplifying with images with certain things that is related to that. I would say it should be real life, real people, and real traditions. And cultural ownership must be respected in any particular context. So at the bottom of line, the main important things is that we have tourism because we want to empower communities, we want to empower individuals, we want to share the culture and we want to share their stories. We do not want to exploit them. So that's one of the important things to consider.
So I would like to learn about your project as well, the Elevate project. What is the project, very briefly, and why did you choose Hatay to launch it?
So, Elevate is a British Council funded project in collaboration between University of Wolverhampton and Cappadocia University. We have a large group of partners who are supporting us, and we wanted to support women entrepreneurs post earthquake in Hatay, which was the most heated region in the earthquake area, to rebuild their businesses. And we wanted to support them to grow their business again. So Elevate is very much a capacity building and empowering project that particularly support women entrepreneurs in Hatay. And a lot of businesses got destroyed during the earthquake. A lot of them were women led. What we did in the statistics is that many of those businesses never reopen, and those who reopen, they really struggle to reach out to bigger market. So Elevate focus quite a lot on digital skills that I mentioned earlier, that I think one of the main issues that happen is that there is the lack of digital literacy. So we noticed that within the community when we started to focus more on digital skills, we focus on business development, mentoring and international networking to providing platform for women to be able to reach out to bigger market. We launched it in Hatay after the earthquake. Um, we are delivering training for, so we have three cohort of training, one already finished. We are in the second round of the training, but one of the important things is that there need to be more support there. We are started it, but there need to be more support to make sure that the momentum keep going.
So, since the project started, what positive changes did you observe among the women entrepreneurs you work with?
So it's really interesting. So we have this wonderful group of women in the first cohort. We have the second cohort, and the cohorts keep growing because they share a lot between their personal network. The feedback that we got that was that participants are more confident. They're using digital tools more effectively. So they're using different platforms. They support each other in terms of creating videos, share the contents. We are going forward looking at an international platform better. They plan their business better. They collaborate better, and they kind of quality improve in what they share on social media platform. And I think the thinking method become much more like long term rather than a short term thinking. Um, and I think most importantly, they see themselves as a professional entrepreneur, and they see the value of what they're producing and what they're trying to sell to the market. So these are the important things that we saw.
So, they develop their skills. Then, how does Elevate help participants, your participants, use their skills in real life, not just attend workshops?
I think they started to learn quite a lot on how to apply what they are learning, and then we are creating a community of practice that is going to be a group of women that they are going to support each other after the life of the project. So it is not that by ending the project it's going to finish. I think it's a momentum that is started and is going above and beyond the project. So we make sure that the project is sustainable and will carry on. That community of practice, those WhatsApp groups that we created, the hub that we created, that they come and get the training, that is an ongoing. We provided the material for the training that we put it on the website, and it's going to be available online. So there are quite a lot of things that is happening that will help them beyond the training. So by the end of the training, it's not the end of the journey. Actually, it's the start of the journey for help to help them to make sure they can reach to bigger markets.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Rahimi, for joining us. Do you have a final message for our training participants, especially the consultants or mentors or trainers for SMEs and tourism businesses? How can they help a woman in being more sustainable while developing their businesses?
Yeah, I mean, if you are a consultant and a mentor, I would say that your role is an enabler, not a controller, and stop things. So you really need to support and help them to grow. One of the important things is to listen to the needs of the people you are working with them. Respect the local knowledge, because in a specific context, the local knowledge and the communities play a key role. um, Try to connect the sustainability with profitability, and that's the way that we found it work a lot. And when you're working with businesses, when you listen to them, actually provide quite a lot of practical solutions for them rather than just listening or giving some advice that they don't know how to go out of the door and apply it. So one of the important things that if you give them an advice, how they're gonna apply it, and encouraging them to continue grow and improve, and give them a vision that where they can be. So this is, there is no limit, there is no end, there is, it's opportunities are unlimited, and that helps them to build the confidence. One of the issues that a lot of entrepreneurs have is that they don't have the confidence. They don't know what is the value of actually what they are producing. So it's very important to give them the confidence and build the confidence, um, and then helping them to shape their future of their destinations.
Thank you very much, Professor Rahimi.
Thank you. Thanks for your invitation.